we are going to go to our no filter today, where I am going to convince you guys to stop spending your money on stupid retail designer bullshit. Recently, there was a story involving a 19-year-old in Manhattan who spent $350 on an expensive Ferragamo belt at a Barney's. Now, he had the money to pay for it. He used his debit card to pay for it. But since he was a young black man, he was allegedly racially profiled, and he was investigated by the authorities because they didn't believe that this young black man had enough money to pay for this expensive belt. They thought that he stole the debit card. Now, he did show proof of his identity. He did have to call Chase and prove that that was his bank account. And of course, the heart of that story is racial profiling and how a lot of minorities have to deal with obstacles like this on a regular basis. After that story broke, there was a 21-year-old who, by the name of Kayla Phillips, who purchased a $2,500 handbag from Barney's, and she says that she experienced similar behavior from the cashier there. She said that she had to be investigated because they didn't believe that a black woman had the money to buy such an expensive purse. Now, when we covered that story, I think I used it as a bad example of how our culture needs to stop spending money on things that are extremely expensive because it's a status symbol. Now, when I did that, of course I got criticism, rightfully so, because I shouldn't have used that story as an example. That story should have been about the racial profiling and nothing more. But I do want to do some commentary on the culture that we live in today and this ridiculous emphasis on buying things that we should not be spending our money on. We are obsessed with status. We are obsessed with symbols that make us seem as though we're wealthier than we really are. We have this obsession with seeming as though we're wealthy, when in reality, all of these designers that are making these belts and these handbags for a few bucks get away with robbery because they basically get us to pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for their cheap merchandise. Now, there could be an argument made that sometimes this merchandise is better quality and that's why people pay more money for it. But I'm not buying that. I think the majority of people who spend money on things like this is because they want to impress other people. Usually with women, they don't want to impress other men, they want to impress other women, which I've never understood. And with guys, I think a lot of times you hear it in rap music, you hear it in popular culture, and you think, you know what, I am going to be considered more important. I'm going to be considered better if I spend money that I don't have on these products. Now, I'm not judging others who do it. I think that this is just a culture that we live in, and it is pushed by mainstream media. And I was definitely someone who bought into that and believed that. When I was in high school, I would spend every dollar that I earned working on handbags and stupid things like that. But as I got older, I realized these people are making money off of my stupidity. Why am I allowing them to brainwash me into thinking that their product is better than something that I can buy from Target? So I just want people to be smarter with what they do and not buy into this culture. Remember when Lululemon was in a little bit of hot water because some of their yoga pants were see-through? And there was this notion that Lululemon yoga pants are totally worth $100 because, hey, you know what? They're better quality. Well, if they're better quality, why were they see-through? So anyway, of course it's your money. You get to do whatever you want with it, but be smart with it. The 19-year-old who basically got stopped for buying that $350 belt had to work for several paychecks just to pay for that belt. And it just makes me sad that that happens. I don't want our worth to be based on the products that we buy. I want us to move away from materialism. I want us to focus on who we are as individuals, who we are as people, and how that makes us great, not the stuff that we buy or the clothing that we wear.